Aloha, my friends, and this is Buddhism in 5 minutes or less. If we're just meeting, my name is Garth Wolfs. And so this is the Four Noble Truths as one of the first core beliefs of Buddhism. So we're going to go through the core beliefs of Buddhism in 5 minutes or less. And so the first one is the Four Noble Truths, which focus around the four main principles of life involves suffering or unsatisfactionness, which is leaning in a little bit to that, like, life has hardships, life has roughness. It's part of the grand spectrum, it's part of the beauty of all things. And it teaches us and builds character and helps us grow and sharpens us. You sharpen steel by grinding at it, literally, purifying silver goes into the fire to become out more silver. So it's along those kinds of lines. The next one is suffering is caused by desire, attachment, or ignorance, and so if you have too much desire to one thing, or you're attached to something, or you're ignorant about certain things, it can lead to suffering. And it's not that, having beliefs or attaching to things is necessarily bad, but it's this over attachment. It's to where this external thing is so much more beyond me. Like, you've placed it on a pedestal, it's above you, or that, like, this desire to get this result, I'll be happy when dot dot dot, leads to suffering. Or the refusal to look at something can lead to suffering. The concept of, like, having a lot of high fructose corn syrup in your diet, or smoking cigarettes, like, these are things that we know are bad for us and can cause cancer or obesity and shorten our lifespan. And now once somebody knows that, they have the choice to either take the chance anyways, or go, no, all of that is just false, fake, I don't believe any of it, and just, like, you're a liar, and, like, choose to really live in ignorance. And really only, like, the desire to quit is the only one that's an actual option that where they change something. But the other two is a lead into suffering. That's the second principle of the Four Noble Truths. The next one is it is possible to end suffering by overcoming desire and attachment. So by overcoming it, so taking things off of the pedestal and putting it on the same level as you. So realizing there's nothing above you, there's nothing below you. Often you've probably heard that phrase, what you resist persists. So what you're resisting in life, you're actually placing below you and it's persisting back at you. What you place on a pedestal, you chase. So whenever you're like, this is above me or this is not part of me, you're going after it. So when you accept that things are natural to happen to you, it's a part of it. Quick example of that would be, like, I do these tours out to Antelope Island where we go and see nature and animals. Now, I never expect to see the animals, but there has never not been a day when I go out there that I don't find bison, antelope, mule deer, porcupines, burrowing owls, coyotes, or a fox. Like, I usually find, out of those I just listed, or bighorn sheep, out of those I just listed, I usually find 6 of those, on the island just for a couple hours, and they start popping off real fast. And I'm not going out there with well, we're not going to see any animals, and I'm not going out there like, we must see animals. I just go, it's natural. It's natural for us to find the animals. They're always on there. I know other tour guides in the same company that we work with that do not see that many animals. And they actually have reviews where people are like, hey, so we just drove around the island, saw no animals. And I'm like, never been my experience. Find plenty of them all the time. So that's an example of, like, putting something on your level. It's natural to happen, and so you actually manifest what you want in your life versus chasing it or resisting it, causing suffering and blockages within you. The fourth one is the way to end suffering is through the Eightfold Path. And so this leads into the next core belief about Buddhism, which is the Eightfold Path. So in a very short way, the Eightfold Path is the right understanding, the right intention, the right speech, the right action, the right livelihood, the right effort, the right mindfulness, and the right concentration. And so notice that those actually kind of line up with the 7 chakra system, including a little bit 8th of, like, going above that. But those each line up with an aspect of the chakra system that tie in very greatly into aspects of us. And by leading those, the Eightfold Path, we release suffering. We overcome that, bringing things down to our same level. So these are the 2 main core beliefs of Buddhism. The third and fourth one here are karma. the belief that all actions have consequences, either in this life or in future lives. Positive action leads to positive outcomes, while negative action leads to suffering. So whether it's in this life or the other life, every action you take creates a ripple effect. And that ripple effect ripples out into the world and makes a difference out there. And then it ripples back to you and gives you a reflection of that ripple. And it will either happen in this life or your next life, is what they believe is karma. Now, rebirth is the fact that you will have a cycle, which ties into karma, is that when you die, you will come back into this life and be reborn again. And you'll be on the karmatic cycle. And whatever life you're reborn into is based on your effects here. They wouldn't call it a point system, but it's kind of like the more karma points you build here and ripples out. If all those ripple effects don't make it back to you in this life, they hit you in the next life. So what you put out comes back at you. So that's a pretty interesting concept. Hope you're having a great day. And if you want to watch more awesome videos where we dive into more spirituality things, here's another video for you right here. Peace, love, namaste.